Well, one of those people who just outright stole from the American people is a senator of ours, Kelly Loeffler. So let's take a look, and then I'm going to comment on why I think this is very important.
Senator in particular irks me. A Senator Kelly Loeffler, not elected, but appointed just a couple months ago.
Records show Loeffler and her husband, whose company owns the U.S. Stock Exchange, sold stock valued between $1.3 and $3.1 million.
Kelly Loeffler bought and sold stock shortly after a classified briefing on the virus.
They knew the market was going to tank, and they sold based on that inside information.
Some of the holdings she shed were in energy, automotive, retail, and airlines.
Look, Marie, it's not just what she sold, but it's actually what she bought. She bought things like Amazon, Citrix Systems, company that obviously was going to do well during a shutdown.
While still reassuring citizens that the U.S. was prepared.
We have Americans across the country who have seen their 401ks plummet. Were you trading on inside information about what was coming?
Folks, this woman is knee-deep in the swamp, and she just got there.
So you'll notice something very interesting there, and that is fire her on January the 5th. Why are we able to fire her on January the 5th? Well, because she is in a runoff in Georgia. So I know everyone is sick and tired of politics right now, but we're not done yet. There's going to be runoff elections in January for 2 Senate seats. Whoever wins those seats will control the Senate and thereby basically control Washington, D.C. So even though Joe Biden is president, even though the House of Representatives is dominated by Democrats right now, the fact that the Senate is controlled by the Republican Party means that they basically get to shut everything down. So we can have 4 years of stalemate in America, or we can have 4 years of action. It all depends on what happens on January 5th. Now, Twitter is solidly punishing Kelly Loeffler right now. Let's take a look at what's going on over on Twitter. They're starting to call her Lootingloeffler. Oh, Lootingloeffler. Starting to take a page out of Donald Trump's book. Hey, I saw a new video on Twitter. Hope this helps. So people are starting to spread the news in Georgia. There's also another race in Georgia that they're kind of talking about a little bit. It says Trump promised to drain the swamp. Instead, he filled it with even bigger reptiles. Kelly Loeffler was given her Senate seat and immediately abused it. Because you got to remember this, she wasn't elected to the Senate. She was appointed to the Senate. Profiteering during a pandemic while lying to her constituents about the threat they face. Terrible. She bought a $25 million jet with taxpayer money. The DOJ dropped their investigation into her insider trading right after her husband donated $1 million to have it dismissed. So this is the type of corruption that's happening in Washington. If you want to drain the swamp, drain Lootingloeffler. She was appointed, not elected, and she spent her time capitalizing off privileged information by selling stocks she knew would tank from how bad COVID would be. So to even give more full, to kind of let's flesh out the context of this story. In, I believe it was January, the Senate was informed. So it was either December or January. I think it was January though. The Senate was informed by the intelligence community just how bad COVID was going to be. You know, they went into the Senate. They told them, they said, listen, this is the real deal. People are going to die. We're going to have to shut down the economy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So during this time, Kelly Loeffler, but it wasn't just her. It was like 3 other U.S. senators too. They decided that they were going to sell off stock, of course. I mean, like they know that their holdings in the stock market is gonna tank, so they were gonna sell off their stocks. Now, here's the thing: they had insider information that no one else in the market knew. So it's not like, all right, they held a press conference, they announced how bad COVID was going to be, and then they sold off all the stock along with everyone else. They did it before everyone had that information. And what's worse, those same Republicans told the American people, no, there's nothing to fear. Donald Trump and the Republican senators actually went on television and said COVID wouldn't be a big deal. So it's actually worse than her just making money from COVID-19. She literally tried to kill people after this. She would rather kill people than lose money in the stock market. So that's why you have to vote her out. You have to vote these Republicans out in Georgia. Keep Georgia blue because of this. This basically sums up Trumpism right here. Caring more about money than the people. Like, share, and subscribe. That's all I want to say about this video. But I do want to know your thoughts on this particular brand of stealing. Is it worse that she was willing to lie about COVID? Is it worse that she was willing to kill people to make a profit? Or is it the same? Because just calling this theft, what she really did was put all of us in jeopardy to make some coin, to make $1. That's the really horrible thing about what Kelly Loeffler did. And I'm glad they're bringing this back up. I wish they had brought it up more during her actual Georgia election the first time. But to me, it's so much. It's so much more than just stealing. Loeffler is the same person that doesn't want you to have universal health care. Loeffler is the same person who was going around saying that COVID wasn't that big of a deal, while people in Georgia are dying. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave your thoughts below, and I'm out until next time.